Going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City video. Today we're going to be doing Manchester City's preview of our home match taking on Brighton and Hove Albion. Before I do crack on with this video, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, then do subscribe to my channel. Also, don't forget social media links. They're in the description if you want to go and check out my Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Don't forget as well to leave your thoughts in the comments below, including your score and team prediction for this game. And also don't forget to leave a thumbs up. 100 likes is the aim. Finally, this video is sponsored, like all my previews for the season, and it is brought to you by Betmate. A very special pot for this game. It's a Premier League Saturday 3 PM special pot made up of Bournemouth taking on Wolverhampton Wanderers, Brentford taking on Burnley, Manchester City taking on Brighton and Hove Albion, Newcastle United taking on Crystal Palace, and Nottingham Forest taking on Luton Town. It's a £500 pot, paying up to the top 25 places, £150 for the winner. It is £5 to join. It's a free app to download. The link is in the description. It is available to anybody who is 18 or over, and it is available in the UK only. If you use code JSGC10 on sign up, you'll get £10 in free bets, and you can join this pot for free using them free bets. There's lots of pots available, not just game pots as well, but you've got both teams to score, full-time results. I've got big prizes involved in them as well. It's a great app. Go and check it out. I will speak more about Betmate later in the video. Finally, do remember, if you are going to gamble, do gamble responsibly, and when the fun stops, stop. So, on to this match. International break done and dusted. We're here for Premier League match day number 9 at the Etihad Stadium on Saturday, the 21st of October, 2023, with a 3 PM BST kickoff time in the blackout, so it's not live here in the UK. Why? I have no idea. You've got two fantastic teams here going toe for toe. I don't know why it's not been selected for live broadcast. 3 PM kickoff. Doesn't mean if you go into the game, it's an ideal kickoff time, but for everybody else wanting to watch, anyone in the UK anyways, it's in the blackout. I don't understand it. I really don't. Anyway, moving on. Our opponents for this game, Brighton and Hove Albion, formed in 1901, nicknamed the Seagulls as they play on the English south coast next to the sea. From 1920 until 2011, Brighton were the only team from the whole county of Sussex who were to play in the Football League until Crawley Town were promoted from the non-league in 2011. They went from League One regulars from 2006 to 2011, the sealed promotion, to the Championship, and remained Championship regulars from 2011 to 2017, and then they've been Premier League regulars ever since, and they've managed to just have that continuous build-up and that continuous improvement, going from League One, solidifying themselves as a solid League One team, getting promotion, solidifying themselves as a Championship team, getting promotion to the Premier League, and solidifying themselves as a Premier League team, and then pushing themselves further and further and further to a point that they're now in the Europa League. They're a European team. It's an exciting time to be a Brighton and Hove Albion fan. They've got an excellent model in terms of business, signing high quality young players that give them their chance, allow them to excel, and then they sell them for big money and big profit. Brighton are an excellent club who are very well managed and very well run as well, which means this game isn't going to be easy at all for Manchester City. Now, they're led by manager Roberto De Zerbi. They currently find themselves 6th in the Premier League, winning 5, drawing 1 and losing 2. They haven't won in their last 4 games in all competitions. They lost away to Chelsea 1-0 in the League Cup. They were hammered 6-1 away at Aston Villa. They drew 2-2 away at Marseille with an 88th minute equaliser, and they were 2-0 down in that game to get a good result. And then they drew 2-2 at home against Liverpool, with Lewis Dunk in their last game equalising 12 minutes from time. So whilst it on paper says not 1 in 4, they've actually picked up a couple of really good results there and managed to show their resilience and what they can do as well. So this is going to be a very difficult game for Manchester City. They've lacked a little bit of consistency this season, beating the likes of Bournemouth, Newcastle at home, Manchester United beating them away, but then got losses against West Ham at home 3-1, battered by Aston Villa away from home 6-1 as well. So I don't really know what to make of Brighton Brighton. They're not going to be the favourites heading into this game. They're going to want to get a big scalp. We've already seen them go to Old Trafford and pick up that win, so they'll want to come back to Manchester here and play us at the Etihad, put in a good performance and try and beat us as well. So I'm not expecting this to be an easy game at all for Manchester City. I think Brighton may have been happy to have seen the international break just like we were, so we can regroup, get a bit of rest in, and then come back nice and fresh, ready to go again for the next few games. Now, in terms of danger men for Brighton, Pascal Gross going to provide some creativity in midfield. Mitoma provides pace and precision out wide, decent player. Evan Ferguson got off to a decent start so far this season in the Premier League as well, can hurt us up top and clinical in front of goal. Joao Pedro, I rate him, brought him in from Watford, decent player to play behind the striker, got a decent attack, pretty decent defence as well. Veltman, Dunk, Marsh, Igor, decent options. You've got options from the bench. Welbeck, Lallana, Ansu Fati on loan from Barcelona. It's just an all-round solid team, if I'm completely honest. Looking at the injury news, Espinola definitely out. James Milner could be out, could return. We'll have to wait and see. So with that in mind, the expected team here for Brighton are expecting Verbruggen to be starting in goal, and it'll be Veltman, Dunk, Igor and March as a back four. Baliba, Gross and Joao Pedro occupying midfield. Adringa and Mitoma out wide, and Ferguson starting up top for Brighton. As I said, decent team. Not going to be easy this for Manchester City with a quality manager as well who plays some really good football. Like to play that tiki-taka football, keep it on the ground. So I'm not expecting this to be a very aggressive game for City. It's going to be more of a precision game. And it means that Manchester City, if we want to beat Brighton, a good team, means we have to be absolutely on it to make that happen. Won't be easy. Weren't easy if you cast your minds back to last season when we played them away from home. We struggled at times, so I'm expecting something similar here at the Etihad. I think this will be a pretty close game. That's why I'm amazed it's in the blackout. It's that good of a game, arguably quite right up there with pick of the weekend, but there we go. Now for Manchester City, interesting facts about City. Formed in 1894 as Manchester City, 1880 as St Mark's. City current treble winners, current Premier League champions, 9 top division titles, 7-time FA Cup winners, 8-time League Cup champions, 1-time European Cup winners, 1-time European Super Cup winners, and 1-time Champions League winners as well. Led by manager Pep Guardiola, currently find ourselves 3rd in the Premier League with 18 points from 8 games in the Premier League. We've won 6 from 8. We've lost our last 2 Premier League games after winning our first 6 games. We lost against Wolves 2-1 away from home, and then we lost against Arsenal 1-0 away from home as well. Got a 100% record at the Etihad. We're a very difficult team, not only to beat, but also a difficult team to get a result from, which I think is going to aid Man City after playing a lot of away games. Now, we have lost 3 of our last 4 games. Them 3 games that we've lost, we didn't have Rodri available for them games. That 1 game sandwiched in between the League Cup loss against Newcastle and then the 2 Premier League losses against Wolves and Arsenal was a match against RB Leipzig in the Champions League, which we did have Rodri available for, and we won that game. So what I'm saying here is Rodri makes all the difference for Manchester City, and he is now back from his silly red card that he picked up against Nottingham Forest and is available for selection ahead of a huge October and November here for Manchester City. We've got dangers all over the pitch. However, some dangers that we won't have available for this game, Kevin De Bruyne being one of them. Everybody else looks like they've returned back from the international break good to go, so touch wood. Hopefully they'll be good to go and we'll have near enough a full team selection to go at. I think the one big question here is John Stones. How fit is he? Did 60 minutes for England the other day against Italy on Tuesday night. Is he going to be available for selection? Is he able to start in this game? Because to me, could make all the difference. A midfield made up of Rodri and John Stones sitting in front of the defence. All of a sudden, City's defence looks more solid, and I'm expecting City to be a little bit more fluent in midfield, which means we'll be able to create opportunities and hopefully try and unlock Erling Haaland and get him firing on all cylinders once more, which would be of great aid for Manchester City. So I'm going to pop up my team prediction now for you guys. I'm going for Ederson to start in goal. I think it'll be a back three made up of Kyle Walker, Ruben Dias and Josko Gvardiol. I've got John Stones. We started against England. He's clearly coming back from fitness. I'd give him another 60 or 70 minutes here, see how he gets on, and then maybe give him a rest midweek in the Champions League match away at the young boys of Bern, and then have him available for next weekend's clash when we take on Manchester United, of course, in the huge Manchester derby away from home. But I don't think City will have one eye on that. We can't have one eye on that because Brighton are just too good. We go lackadaisical we will get punished. Further in midfield, I've got Phil Foden and Julian Alvarez. Lots of creativity. I've got Bernardo Silva out wide. Could be Foden going on the right wing and put Bernardo into midfield. Jack Grealish on the left wing. I was umming and ahhing between him and Jeremy Doku. I think I'd be giving Grealish the nod here and saying to Jack Grealish, you need to play well. You play well, you'll earn starts, and he needs them performances. And as I said, we can get John Stones back. All of a sudden, City's midfield just looks a little bit better. John Stones, Rodri, Foden, Alvarez, Bernardo Silva sounds a lot better. A lot more depth there. Sounds like there'll be a lot of creativity, and it could just allow Jack Grealish to find some form again that he was hitting last season. And as I said, if we can get these midfielders and our wingers attacking and causing problems for the defenders, could just free up Erling Haaland for Manchester City, because at the moment we're getting 2 or 3 players around him at one time. We're not finding a way to get him involved too much in the games, and that's why Manchester City over the last couple of games haven't been scoring anywhere near as many as what you'd come to expect. So as I said, some big questions. Foden, Bernardo Silva, who goes on the right hand side? Do we risk John Stones? Do we go with Manuel Akanji instead? Is we going to go with Doku? Are we going to go with Jack Grealish? What do we go with? These are the questions that has to be answered by Pep Guardiola, and I'd be tempted. I've gone with Jack Grealish, see how he gets on, try and tire some of the Brighton defenders' legs out. Last 20 or 30 minutes, things aren't going City's way. Chuck on Jeremy Doku. He's a brilliant impact sub, so quick, so precise. He will cause a lot of problems, and that's what I would go with. And as I said, if Jack Grealish doesn't play particularly well in this game, Jeremy Doku gets the nod in the next game and work from there. Now, in terms of my score prediction, I'm going for 2-1 Manchester City. I think Bernardo will score first. I'm going with Julian Alvarez to score the second, and I can see in the second half Evan Ferguson grabbing a goal for Brighton in this game, finishing 2-1 to Manchester City. So, moving on to my betting tips, I think this will be both teams to score. I think Evan Ferguson most likely to be the scorer for Brighton, so I'm backing him at any time. In terms of the booking points, I'm going to go for 30 plus booking points. I don't think it's going to be the most physical of games, but certainly we always seem to have at least 1 yellow card per team, so if we just stretch that and go to 30 plus booking points, going for 1 more yellow card than what you normally get, all of a sudden you get good odds on them, so I'm backing 30 plus booking points for this game. Now, moving on to today's video sponsor, BetMate. £500 pop, £5 entry fee. Links and details there in the description. Remember, use code JSGZ10 on sign up for £10 in free bets, and you can use them free bets to join this pot for free. The pot code for this pot is FF-Prem-3PMS-2110, the date 2110. My team then for this pot, I've got Nick Pope of Newcastle in goal for the Newcastle Crystal Palace game. My defenders made up of Dunk of Brighton for this game, taking on Manchester City, and Sergio Aurier of Nottingham Forest, who have got a home match against Luton Town. Midfield made up of Bruno of Newcastle, who again taking on Crystal Palace, and Phil Foden of Manchester City. And up top, I've got Evan Ferguson. I've just backed him to score, so I put him in my team of Brighton and Hove Albion, along with Julian Alvarez. I've tipped him to score as well. I was umming and ahhing going with Bernardo or Phil Foden. I've given Phil Foden the nod. I may change my mind. We'll wait and see. On the bench, I've got James Trafford of Burnley, who are away at Brentford. Aaron Hickey of Brentford. I've got Will Hughes of Crystal Palace, who are away at Newcastle. And up top, on the bench for my striker, I've got Chris Wood of Nottingham Forest, who are taking on Luton Town. You can select up to 2 players from each team, so that's why I've gone with these selections. And I do try and include as many of the players from different teams as possible, just to try and get a good familiar feel. The good pots, these 3pm ones, would recommend it, so do go and check it out. Links and details there in the description. Do remember, if you're going to gamble, do gamble responsibly, and when the fun stops, stop. So there we go. That has been today's match preview. I do hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy this video, please leave a thumbs up. 100 likes is the aim. Also, don't forget as well to leave your thoughts in the comments below, including your score and team prediction for this match. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you are new around here. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. It is free to subscribe. Also, don't forget social media links. They're in the description. My Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships or any videos or any general business inquiries. Speaking of sponsors, do go and check out today's video sponsor, BetMate. Links and details there in the description. Thank you very much to them for sponsoring today's video, and I will see you guys all for a live watch along of this game tomorrow. I'll have the link out to that later on this afternoon for you to set your reminders for, so I'll see you then. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.